Welcome to my podcast. This is Inside Sports from the driver's seat, and my co-host today is Annette McKinney. How are you, Annette?
I'm doing pretty good.
How's everything going with you this morning?
It could be better, but it's going.
I hear you. As I was saying off camera, I wasn't around to see the first half, so this is truly me asking, what did you see?
Well, I didn't see a good game yesterday, tell you that much. The first half was, first I thought the game was going to be, not a blowout, but it's going to be like an easy win or something because they started off okay. And then it seemed like after the first half, it just went all the way to the left,
Right.
And so yesterday was very disappointing. Didn't like it at all.
I could only imagine seeing you going off and hearing your words on the screaming portion of it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, what did you feel the problem was?
Well, a lot of it was Jalen Hurts yesterday. He had a bad game. I love him as a quarterback. He had a bad game yesterday. His passing was off. He got picked, I think, 3 times. He just did not seem like he was playing good ball. And when he did pass, it was like, the receivers or whoever had to, just go out their way to try to even catch the ball and stuff like that. So he had a very off game yesterday. Our defense, they stepped up when they needed to. There's times that I thought they should have brought more pressure to Wilson and everything, but it was just all over the place. I don't know what kind of play calling they were doing. We didn't really keep the run game going yesterday. Swift didn't have that many touches and stuff, so it was not the game I was expecting.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at some stats, and as far as the running game was, it says Swift had 10 carries for 18 yards. Again, that's on the coaching staff there, and especially when you know that defense is not a potent run defense, so you should have been able to run. But I think what was happening was that coaching staff also felt that it wasn't a good pass defense, so we can pass the ball up and down the field on them, but. Another thing, what I saw in the second half, and I'm pretty sure it was going on in the first half too, is once Lane Johnson went down, then all of a sudden there's absolutely no protection for Jalen there. Did you see that as well?
Yeah, I was really concerned about him. When he got injured, I said, oh, God, we got some problems going on because, his backup, which was, I think, Scholl.
And Scholl and Driscoll was in there.
Driscoll. And I was not pleased with either one of their performances. So I'm not even sure what the status of Lane Johnson is because I haven't really read into the injury stuff yet. So I'm hoping that he's back this week.
Well, from my understanding, they did X-rays, and X-rays was negative, but they are thinking it is a high ankle sprain. And if that is the case, then he's going to be out for a few weeks. Regular ankle injury is bad enough, but when it's a high ankle sprain, then he's going to be out for a few weeks. But I'm sure they'll probably have an MRI today to give us more information on that. But once he did go out, I noticed that the defense was attacking that side against Jalen because they knew those other guys in there. And it was just like you were saying last week. You put stuff on film, other teams see that, and that's what they attack. And that's exactly what they did. Most of their pressures was from the right side, which is Jalen is right-handed. That stronger guy was over there. Now he's out, so they just attacked. And so from what I saw, yes, Jalen played bad, but also because of the pressure in his face, so a lot of contributing factors there. But hey, when we say a win is a win, a loss is a loss.
Even though there's pressure, there's pressure on all quarterbacks, but you still have to make the right decision with the ball. So, if you're not going to be able to connect or something like that, either throw the ball away, you go down with the ball, but you don't just get the ball at your hand and don't care where it goes, because it could end up in the other team's hand, which it did several times on throws he should not have even
Right,
made.
right.
So, those are things that I blame him for. Yeah, your O-line has to protect you and give you time to get the ball out. And there's several times he had all day to throw the ball, So it was working, but there's times where I think he just split decision, threw it out there, and that was the wrong thing to do. And plus, the Jets did their homework because they were burning us in the back. Blankenship he was all over the field yesterday because they kept on going in his direction. So they know where your weak
Yeah,
spots
yeah,
are, and they're going to
exactly.
go for it.
Yeah. And one of the things that some of the commentators were saying, or actually not the commentators, but Ron Jaworski, he was saying, when a quarterback throws the ball, if a receiver sees the ball coming out of your hand, it is too late. He said
Yeah.
that ball should be out before that receiver makes that
Right.
break. And they were showing a particular pass. I think it was going to Devontae,
AJ?
where you got a guy
Oh,
on the right,
Devontae.
guy
Okay.
on the left, and he held the ball so long. And when the receiver turned around, he actually saw him throw the ball, and that was the interception there. So it was
Yeah.
a bad game for
Yeah.
Jalen, but he'll bounce back. I'm sure of that.
It was, and I think the reason why I didn't, like I said, I don't expect us to go undefeated this year. I didn't think that anyway, but I feel like this way, that game was pretty much won for us. I mean, it was ugly, but it was definitely winnable,
Right.
all the way up to the last possession that we had. So we gave that game away. It was not a game we can say, well, you're getting beat, here, you're left and right, you're getting beat all around. It wasn't even that. We held the lead the entire game, whether it was a couple of points or whatever, we were on top.
Right.
And for New York not to have any timeouts left, and we have the ball in our hand, you make them work for it. I mean, that last possession that we had was just garbage. Because I felt like, we didn't get the first down and we had to kick it off to them. They didn't have any timeouts. They only had a minute and something. And I believe our defense would have been able to hold them, not even to get in field goal range. We'll never know because it didn't happen, but that should have been their mentality is they have no timeouts. So you've got to kick the ball to them. We're always trying to get big chunks instead of little
Right,
bit pieces
right.
at a time. We want all of it, and it doesn't work like that.
Now, when the Jets did score that last time, we actually let them score, thinking, okay, we're gonna have, I think it was a minute 46 seconds left to go down the field. It didn't happen that way. So, what do you
Yep.
think about that decision to let them score? Should we just have held them up?
I think we should have held them because anytime you let somebody score, they're up on you,
Right, right.
So I don't believe in giving any points away, leaving anything out there. You can stop them, stop them. I don't know. Like I said, like you say, a lot of play calling has to come from the coordinators. They make these decisions with this ball. Why we didn't stick to the running game, I don't know. You stick to what works. And yesterday it did not work, even though the game was ugly all throughout. We still gave the game away at the end
Right.
because Jalen Hurts did not make that last interception. I think it was at 3rd and 7 or 4th down or whatever. If we had to kick the ball off to them, defense, you're thinking, okay, defense, you just get out there and hold them.
Right.
Bring the pressure. Let that minute run out, keep them in bounds, and the game is won. So it was very disappointing because it was a team that we have always beat. That's another thing. They made history by beating us yesterday.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's a lot of anger into that. It's like, and then they did it with the backup. They did it with Wilson. And there's a few times that Riddick and a few people, they pressured him and sacked him and stuff like that, but it wasn't enough. It should have been ongoing. We don't start doing all the blitzing and everything until towards the end of the games
Right.
for some reason.
Now, let me ask you this question here. There is a theory out there, San Francisco lost as well. So you got two unbeaten teams go into the week and both of them lose. There's a theory out there about how the NFL is fixing game. What do you feel about that?
No, I don't think so. I think that if that was the case, somebody would have let that out the hat by now. And, they say, hey, because you have to convince a lot of people to keep that on the low if you're going to try to fix games. I mean, I hear that a lot too, but it's like everybody said that our Super Bowl was fixed because they want Mahomes to be the poster boy now that Brady has retired. The Eagles, we wanted that ring.
Right,
So
right.
I just think that's just a theory because the game's not going the direction people think they should go. It was very ironic that the 49ers lost and we turned around and lost right behind them because I did not think the 49ers were going to lose yesterday either,
Right, right.
So, you know. But I'm trying to get over it. It's hard to get over it for a game that you have
Yeah,
won.
yeah,
It's like the Super Bowl.
yeah.
When you have the game, we were winning all three quarters. So it comes back to mind when you're winning and you are almost there, just give that little push and just, say, hey, we got to close this out. They don't have that mentality. And when they did intercept the ball on the last possession and they ran down there and scored a touchdown, it's like, let them go. I mean, just like they still gave up on that, it
Right,
seemed
right.
like. So I didn't like how it ended at all.
Yeah,
We
it
just showed
was
that we were defeated.
not good for us. And
Mm-mm.
hopefully a lot of good will come out of this. And the interviews that I've been hearing this morning is that the players are saying, this is on us. It's not on the coaches and everything. It's on us. And
Mhm. Mhm.
they employ everybody to go in that locker room, look in the mirror, in which I have never seen any of the Eagles players, all the years I've been around them, to point fingers at each other. But, they
Mhm.
go in there, they said, I could have done this, I should have done this. And that's
Mhm.
the mentality they are taking with it today. And hopefully they'll bring that on the practice field and put the next foot in front of the other and get it corrected before this next Sunday comes up.
Yeah, and I kind of like miss Jalen Carter on the line yesterday. We had something. Slay was out. We had a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
injuries. And we need everybody coming up for Sunday because of course we got Miami. So that's another thing that was saying. I was like, if we win against the Jets, okay, we go 6-0 because we got some harder
Yeah,
games. Our
yeah.
schedule is really tough now. So get the easy wins in, and because we got to face, and I'm not saying that Miami's not defeated, so nobody's defeated, and that really doesn't matter if you're undefeated. You're defeated. That doesn't mean your next opponent is going to be bad,
Right.
but get all the wins you can with your belt, and I think that's why so many fans are upset because we had the game and we're getting ready to go into a stretch where we got about 4 or 5 games in a row that are going to be tough.
Absolutely.
And it's a potential to lose every last one of them. You look at how the other teams been playing because I've been watching, just like the Commanders. We got to face them again in 2 weeks. I mean, that's a tough team.
Yeah,
So I think that's where my mind is at. Now you guys got to go back and focus, but you got to focus even harder because you got harder competition coming up.
yeah, yeah.
The Jets were not that bad, as everybody thought they are, but I don't think, and I still don't think they went in there with a mindset that we got this game. They didn't say they were arrogant. It just seemed like they just made
Yeah,
so many
yeah. They
mistakes.
just didn't make the plays. That's it. Plain and simple. They didn't make the plays they
Hmm.
needed to make.
Right.
Now, this takes us back to last week when you expressed your mindset. But any given Sunday,
Yeah.
and you got to
Hmm.
be able to guard against that. So, but I definitely think that they would take this and rework their mindsets or re-intensify their practices this week because I'm sure they didn't like the way it went. They didn't like losing. They didn't like
Hmm.
disappointing their fans. And so I think we're going to be
Hmm.
okay. But like you say, you got harder competition coming up now. So
Hmm.
the old saying is you can't expect something exciting to happen if you don't do something exciting to prepare for it. So
Right.
hopefully they do
And
it.
as being a fan of the Eagles, I'm not going to come down hard on every game because, like I said, there are some teams that just going to be better and outplay you. And that was not the case with the Jets. They did not outplay us because we kept the lead, and really some of the turnovers, you take away 3 turnovers and 3 field goals they got, you take 6 points off from there, and then we're still hot, out there beating them. So we gave them points on turnovers and stuff like that. So I just don't like when we beat
Right,
ourselves.
right,
When
exactly.
somebody outright beats us, hey, you got to take that and chalk it up and then try to do better. But when you beat yourself, that is the problem. That's what hurts the most when
Yes.
you beat yourself.
And that is definitely what hurt the fans, because people like
Hmm.
you, myself, and other people, they see this, they know the talent that we have, and we're not playing up to it, and you know
Hmm.
how Philly fans are. We get disgusted, mad, angry within the blinking of an
Mhm.
eye.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. And we play at home, I think, this
Yeah.
Sunday. And, when I look at in our competition coming up in Miami, I mean, I look at if we was to lose against them, and I'm hoping we don't, we prove everybody wrong with that one. But, I can at least say, okay, they got Tyreek Hill, they got some weapons,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not too many weapons that were on the Jets team. And that's the thing about it, we play down to them instead of playing our level. So we got to play our level, not to that team's level. And, I'm just praying that, we can shake this off and come out better at home
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. Because, like I say, let's say we happen to lose Sunday. These fans will go nuts. I will go
Hmm.
nuts. You will go nuts. We lost two in a row. What the heck is going on? But
Well,
like I said,
I don't know if I would go. I just depends on how they play because I don't know. See, I was expecting our first loss because I didn't expect we were going to go undefeated this year. I had us at 14-3, but I was expecting our first loss to come against somebody with some type of credibility, like
right, right.
Miami or 49ers or the Bills or something like that. It was not against the Jets. So we would lose against Miami. That's one of the ones I think we're going to have a competition with. So I wouldn't go crazy because I'm not looking at us going undefeated. So the fans, we have to be realistic. I don't think we're going 17-0,
Right,
but
right.
give us some respect and let's go, let's lose against a team that has some type of, ability to beat us and some weapons on their team. Miami has weapons, 49ers has weapons, but all those teams have injuries. Like the 49ers had McCaffrey was out, Samuel got hurt. So that could have,
Debo was
played
out.
into why they lost because they don't care about their schedule. I mean, about their score and stuff. But I'm just saying that we got to be healthy going to these games, and we can't afford to lose any of our starters.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be bad if we do.
Well, I don't know the extent of all the injuries. Hopefully, some of the guys will come back this week because, like you said, we're going to need every ounce of energy
Hmm.
and talent that we can with this Miami team. But they're beatable. Just like we was
Yeah.
unbeaten, we got beat. We will be. Everybody's beatable. But you
Hmm.
have to bring
Hmm.
that A game. You know.
That's right.
So hopefully the
And I'm sure
mindset
they
can
have to
get
be at a certain
retuned this
level.
week.
Yeah, I think they went back and well, they rode back to Philly, and I'm sure they didn't, they had their heads down, and they were, they know that they beat themselves and the mistakes they made. So, and I'm not out there on the field, I don't know, we can sit back on our couch and say, come on, throw it, do this, and block, but we're not on the
Right.
field, and I know that the weather it was kind of like messed up because even Elliott missed the field goal, and
Yeah.
that's not like him. My brother was like, it's kind of windy out there, a little bit of rain was about to fall and stuff like that. So I know there's other things that play into it, but it's just the fact that seeing a team like that and that never beat us and they beat us,
Yeah.
that's the worst
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So,
That didn't make us feel good at all.
no, no.
All right, now
Mm.
let's talk a little bit about you now. From what I understand, you have a YouTube channel now. Tell us about that and what you're going to be talking about there.
Well, it's basically my brother kind of like taught me to doing it because I already have a Facebook group, that I stream all the Eagles
Right,
games
right.
in, and I just decided to do it just to try it out, do a YouTube channel. Basically, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just pretty much giving my opinion, but in a little bit more R-rated version on YouTube. It's like us fans, let the fans just get it out on their comments how they felt about the game and stuff like that, and it's just something to talk about because the Eagles fans, we're so passionate
You're
about,
right.
our team and everything like that. And you want to get it out your system. You got to get it out,
Yeah, yeah.
because if you don't, then you just stay angry. So just hearing other people's opinions, other people's views, because sometimes, we just be so angry that we lost that we don't look at the whole picture. And that's what I try to do now is look at the whole picture. It was a loss, but did we have all of our starters? Did somebody get injured like Lane Johnson? So sometimes different things throughout the game will change the outcome. And
Right.
I have to try to look at that, not just at the end result is an L. But even with Lane Johnson out, Carter out, Slay out, a lot of people that were out of the game yesterday, the game was still winnable. So those are the things I get upset when you win, even with all the other things going against you, you can still win the game and you're still leading in the game. But like when we play Sunday, if Miami just goes down the field with us and just have a field day, then you'd be like, hey, you got to take that L and just get your stuff
Right,
together.
right.
That's the better team. But But I try to look at things differently, look at everything. I don't blame everything on Jalen Hurts, but it does start with a quarterback because you have control of where that ball goes,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to make those decisions because, as you said, the one play with Smith was kind of like they weren't on the same, and the same thing with A.J. Brown. There was
Mm-hmm.
a pass to him, and it's like he about the time he turned around, the ball's there, and the other, the defender's there.
Right.
So it was like, did he know the ball was even coming to him? So I like, another thing. I like Goddard. He's a good tight end. Goddard cannot run. He
Mm-hmm.
can catch and he can do a little bit of two-stepping, but he can't run good. Like some of those tight ends that we're going to play against, looks like Kittle, Cup, and Kelsey. There's a lot of those ones. They can
Yeah.
run and
Yeah.
catch,
Yeah.
fast. So there's a little areas that we're weak in that other areas are better in. So that's where you got to pick it up somewhere else and get your game together and watch the film, just like the Jets. They watched us.
Mm-hmm.
They watched some film because they did their homework because they know exactly what what they were looking for
Yes.
yesterday, and
Yes.
it happened for them.
Yeah.
So
So
I ain't gonna say kudos to them because I don't give the other teams beat us no recognition. So,
I
but
hear you.
it was,
I hear you.
it was a good game for them. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So I just want to say now to let everybody know that, as we said many times, you screams on Sunday, and that is called Sunday's Eagle Football with Annette McKinney. And now she has a YouTube with Annette McKinney, and so you guys make sure you check her out there. And then also with me after every Eagles game, what did you see with Annette McKinney? So she's coming at you from 3 different areas, So check her out, check hers out. You'll learn a lot about football. I know I have a sister in Richmond, Virginia, and she just loves listening to you.
I have a lot of guys who hate me. They like, where's this girl coming? Because I'm like the average female. So when it comes to football, so
Yeah,
it's kind of
they
fun.
hate to hear you talking that knowledge, and probably because they don't know half of it. So the haterism comes out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
yeah,
speaking of
thank you
haters,
so
not
much,
I'm hating on.
Annette. And I would definitely be
Okay.
checking out your YouTube and
Okay.
your Sunday screams, especially if I'm sitting in the bus and, we don't go in the stadium like we used to.
Yeah.
But keep
But one
doing the
last thing I
work
want
that
to
you're
say is,
doing. I look forward to every other game with you. So thank you so
okay.
much. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been Inside Sports from the driver's seat with my co-host, Annette McKinney. Thank you so much, Annette.
Okay.
All right.